You know, in the movies, someone inherits an old item from grandma and magically changes their life. Well, cast iron is kind of like that. Hell, it might not be magical, but give it enough time and a good seasoning, and it does become a legacy. And today on State 48 Homeowner, we're talking about cast iron cooking, the kind of cooking that would make grandma proud. And whether you're buying your first lodge pan on Amazon or you're pulling out a family heirloom that's been in use since Eisenhower was in office, cast iron has this timeless, rugged charm and flavor. And yes, we're going to cook the steak, a bison ribeye to be exact, because we're not just here for the nostalgia, we're here to eat. So let's fire up the oven today on State 48 Homeowner.
Hi, I'm Kenny Klaus, and this is State 48 Homeowner.
Cast iron pans are like the Clint Eastwood of your kitchen, rugged, seasoned, and they only get better with age. They don't wear out, they break in. A cast iron pan can last forever, and if it's grandma's, bonus points, because that pan's been seasoned through hundreds of Sunday breakfasts and impromptu pot roasts. But even if you're not raiding your family's attic, you can buy a solid lodge cast iron skillet just about anywhere. Amazon, Target, that hardware store that also sells beef jerky. Lodge has been around since the 1800s, and their skillets are as reliable as a cowboy in a western. The secret to cast iron greatness is seasoning. And we're not talking about the rosemary. Seasoning in this case is that slick non-stick layer that builds up over time from cooking with oil and high heat. It's what protects the pan from rust, and it helps you flip pancakes without a spatula assist. So let's talk care, because if you treat your cast iron right, it's going to treat you right. So here's the deal. When you get a new pan, it probably comes pre-seasoned, but you want to give it a head start. Rub it with a thin layer of high smoke point oil. Avocado oil is a favorite of mine. And then pop it in the oven at 400 to 450 degrees for an hour. Let it cook slowly in the oven. And boom, you just gave your pan its first badge of honor. And from there, never ever use soap, like ever. If your pan was a dog, soap would be chocolate. Rinse it with hot water right after use, scrub gently with a brush or coarse salt if needed, and dry it completely. Then, and this is important, give it a quick rub of oil before storing. Now, if you forget and you let it sit in the sink, it's not the end of the world. It might just crow like a rusty tantrum, but you can always reseason it and bring it back. All right, here's the fun part. Let's cook something worthy of this pan's legacy. I've got a beautiful bison ribeye here. Now, bison is leaner than beef, so we don't want to overcook it. I like mine seasoned simply with peppercorn seasoning. I let this one come to room temperature first. That's key. It helps it cook evenly and not seize up when it hits the hot pan. Now, at the same time, preheat your oven to 425 degrees with the cast iron inside. We're not starting cold here. We want that pan hot. Now, meanwhile, I snap the dry ends off of some fresh asparagus. You know, that satisfying crack that makes you feel like a culinary lumberjack. And I season those with the same peppercorn and a dash of rosemary. Now, when that oven hits the temperature, we're moving fast. Grab your oven mitt. Trust me, I've burned myself before. And take the cast iron out. Put it on your stove over high heat and give it a quick spray of avocado oil, just a mist. And then boom, ribeye hits the pan. Add your asparagus right next to it. Another light spritz of avocado oil. And a sprinkle of rosemary across the top for good measure. And the smell is unreal. After 2 minutes or so, flip the steak. The crust on it should make you feel like you nailed this. And then we're gonna slide the whole pan right back in the oven. The ribeye is thin, so it only needs 4 to 5 minutes in there for a perfect medium rare. For a thicker cut, go 7 or 8 minutes tops. Remember, bison dries out fast. You want that medium finish with a juicy center. And then when it's done, let it breathe for a few minutes. Don't rush it. The steak is doing yoga right now. Slicing it too early is a rookie move. And then plate it with the asparagus, and voila, rustic elegance. Now the part that most people dread, the cleanup. But with cast iron, it's easy. No soap, just rinse with hot water while the pan is still warm, not hot, just warm. If there's stubborn residue, scrub it with a chainmail scrubber or kosher salt and a paper towel, and then dry it. Sometimes I'll even throw it back on the burner for a minute to evaporate the last drops and then swipe it with a light coat of oil. And then it's done, clean, seasoned, ready for next time, just like Grandma would have done. So there you have it. Cast iron wisdom, steak strategy, and a gentle reminder that some of the best tools in your kitchen are often the simplest. If you're new to cast iron, give it a try. If you got one buried in the cupboard, bust it out. And if you've inherited one that's already earned its stripes, that's gold. If you want more home hacks, homeowner tips, the occasional steak recipe, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss an episode of State 48 Homeowner. And until next time, may your pans stay seasoned, your steaks stay juicy, and your asparagus stay snappy. I don't know. Go make it a great day. Thanks for spending time with us this week at State 48 Homeowner, the ins and outs of owning an Arizona home. You can connect with us for more information, submit topics you'd like us to further discuss. You can see relevant videos, give us feedback, answer your real estate questions, and more at state48homeowner.com.